And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with the Game Boy Geek.
Ahoy there, matey! It's the Game Boy Geek here. Today we're going to be plundering for treasure, rolling some dice, trying to steal some treasure from our buddies. We're looking at a dice rolling game for up to 4 players from Watzelpogue called Bucanneer Bones. It's a very simple, light game. Let's check it out. I'll show you how it's played. I'll see you on the other side. Arrgh. Bucanneer Bones is very simple. What you're trying to do is get your ships all the way down to the island where you can gain some special abilities, and then you're trying to get them all the way back up to bring treasure back to your island. The first one with 3 treasures wins. How this works is you start with 4 dice, and they have 1 through 6. Instead of the ones, you have the bones symbol here. So what you do is you simply take this and you roll, and you get automatically 1 extra reroll. And what you're trying to get is 2 or 3 of a kind if you can. So I have 2 5s. I'm going to try to get 3 of a kind. So I'm going to roll this again, and I didn't get it. So what happens is anytime you have 2 dice, they're 2 5s. I'll find the 5 on my board. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'll get to move this down 1. And that's essentially how you move with 2 of a kind. And then it'll be the next person's turn. When it's my turn again, when I roll the dice again, look at this, I got 2 5s again, and boom, so I would go 1 more. Now, if at any time, let's just say I rolled 3 of a kind, let's say I rolled 3 3s, this 3 would be able to go all the way to the island. Now, whenever you have a ship on the island, let's say we had these 2 on there, you get special abilities. These 2 end pieces get you an extra die. For as long as you have a ship here, you will get an extra die to roll. These 2 spots allow you to change a die. So if I have 1 guy on this thing here, and I rolled, let's say I had rolled a 2, a 3, a 3, and a skull and a bones, this allows you to take any 1 die and add or subtract 1 to it. So I could take this 2 and flip it to a 3 because I'm moving it 1 up. So you can move any 1 die 1 up. If you have the second pirate on the other one that has this, you can take either 2 die and move them each 1 up or down, or you could take 1 die and move them 2 up or down. That's if you had both of them on that little plus or minus symbol. The other symbol is this. This essentially gives you an extra reroll. As you saw when I rolled the dice, you essentially get 1 reroll. Now, if you have a guy here, you would get a second reroll, and if you had both ships on both reroll spots on your island, you'd get 2 rerolls. So essentially what you're doing on your turn is you're rolling your dice, you're trying to get 3 of a kind to move your guys down here. As they're down there, they're gaining you special abilities. Once they're here, the only thing they can do is sit there or move all the way back, and to move them all the way back, essentially you need to get 3 of a kind. When I get 3 of a kind like this, 3 5s, this guy would move all the way back to the island, and then I would gain a treasure. That's pretty much the whole game. Now, whoever gets 3 treasures first wins. You do have what's called a first mate. If when I roll and after I re-roll, let's just say I had like this here, 3, 4, 5, 1, and let's say that was my final roll. I don't have 3 of a kind. I don't even have 2 of a kind, so I couldn't even really do anything. In this case, you get your first mate, and you have 3 choices on what to do with this. You can place them on any one of these spots that's unoccupied, and you will gain that special ability for the next round only. So if I put him here, I would gain an extra die next round, and then at the end of that round he comes off. That's one thing you could do. Another thing you could do is, let's say another person who has more treasure than you, you can place this on his treasure. Then next round, if you roll a 3 of a kind of any kind, you get to steal his treasure. The last thing you could do with this first mate is if you have more treasure and you think they're going to steal you, or someone's actually trying to steal your treasure, somebody else, let's say someone else is trying to steal my treasure, I can roll 3 of a kind and take his guy off my, basically works as a defender and takes him off from stealing my treasure. That's the game in a nutshell, and you're trying to get 3 guys back. The first one to get 3 treasures is the winner. All right, well there you have Bucanneer Bones. This is the type of game that I would expect to see in a big box store, at the Walmarts, the Targets. Kind of people could buy it on a whim. It's one of those games that's probably best played with like grandparents or younger children because it's super simple. There's not a lot of thought to it. You're pretty much rolling dice and re-rolling dice. There's a little bit of thought because, you try to figure out, well, which special ability do I maybe want to get if I'm not able to move and I can move my first mate. So there's a little bit of strategy, but there's mostly luck in this game because you're just rolling dice. Light strategy. So it's definitely a game that's not aimed at, say, a gamer like myself. So I'm not going to judge it like it's a gamer's game because it's not. That would be unfair to the game. It's simple. It's easy to play. It's easy to teach. And for people that don't typically play board games, they might find this one enjoyable. The people that I played with mostly are gamers. I did play with my nephew, and he was so-so on it. He likes to roll the dice, but he wasn't super hot on it. So all in all, if you're looking for a simple game that you could pull out at any time, teach in 2 minutes, and have some fun rolling some dice, this might be it. For me, obviously, it didn't do it for me. It's not something that I'll be pulling off my shelf. I'll probably be giving it away to a family member or someone else that might be able to use it. Just light strategy, mostly dice rolling. Interesting, but not something that you're going to want to probably write home about. But if it looks interesting to you, for a gift for someone that you might be looking for, you'll want to check out Bucanneer Bones.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at DicetowerNetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.